Alright, so as a refresher, I'm not someone who hated Dawn Trail's MSQ. I thought it was just kind of okay. Not super good, not terrible. 7.1 had some solid intrigue. Probably the most interesting thing to me about the MSQ was the preservation, which was only barely teased in 7.0, and then 7.1 teased it a little bit more. While I was going through and skipping the scenes, I read a few of the quest descriptions and had a rough idea of what I was getting into. So now I get to see that all come to fruition. I'm very excited for that. I'm going to turn off alerts. So since I'm going to upload this to YouTube, they don't have to worry about random chaos alerts and anything popping up. All the same, thank you, Malfoy, for the Prime sub. But with that, I want to get going as soon as possible. So I've got the quest right in front of me. I'm on my alt. Let's go. A Glimmer of the Past. Cryo wishes to catch up on recent events. Hi, team. Slacker. I'm gonna be so off on my voicing. I barely remember what any of the characters sound like. I'll have to hear them in a cutscene again. Slacker, your timing cannot be better. If you have a moment, we have some things we'd like to share. Sorry, I'm dressed for the BDSM party tonight. I don't know how much time I have. Excellent. We'll just wait for Lamati. She should arrive shortly. Slacker, good to see you here too. Hi. Speak of the devil, let's catch up with each other, shall we? I think I'll turn the chat off too. There we go. Right. If I'll go first if nobody minds. I've been back at Tuliola and spoke with Gona. I told him all about the records left behind by Gululja's mother, as well as Sphene's reappearance. We decided I should remain in the dome until things settled down more. But while I'm Gululja's guardian, I'm also a foreign ruler. I have to take care not to appear as though I'm meddling in Alexandrian politics. That's all from me. As for the rest of us, we've been keeping track of this new Sphene. She's been making regular appearances before the people. And each time she does, she encourages them to become endless. Alas, much else about her remains a mystery, including why she's chosen to reveal herself now. On our end, we confirm that only those wearing regulators have had their knowledge of Queen Sphene's death altered. I don't remember what Geode sounds like at all. Someone must have tampered with the devices to remove any and all memories of the event. Though we haven't yet identified the perpetrator, given recent events, Sphene is the chief suspect. Many believe that the Queen of Reason is alive and well. Remember her funeral as a memorial for those lost in the attack. Needless to say, this has proven confusing for those with more accurate recollections. We'll carry on with our investigation. I'll head to Earthern Sky now and coordinate with our people there. There's one other matter. The highlight of this gathering, you might say. We'd like you to meet a certain someone. By all means. Where's this person now? In the break room. She's unwell, and Ishtole and Alice have been tending to her. They'll be able to explain things. I want to see how she's doing, so I'll come too. Sal, thanks for the 80 months. Yeah, that's definitely not happening, Chrono. Also, we are like a long ways away from even being remotely close to complete with that. So I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. I've got a lot of Final Fantasy games to get through still for my platinums. I got one of them in the mail yesterday. It's going to be a while before I get to that one. Sphene 2, Electric Boogaloo.
What is she doing here? We just heard she was busy spreading talk of becoming endless among the Alexandrians. What's going on here?
She is not who you think she is. Not the Queen of Reason, who has made a miraculous return, but an individual of flesh and blood, possessed of a soul.
The OG.
We chanced upon her in living memory, but she collapsed before we could exchange words. We decided to bring her here for now.
Her body was suffused with lightning ether, which caused a debilitating paralysis. Ishtola reached out and informed me of her condition, and I came with a porksy as fast as I could.
See, the porksies can fix the
We're
lightning
now
ether.
waiting to see if the treatment was effective.
That's what I said last time.
Judging by her appearance, the circumstances of our encounter, and her extreme ethereal aspect, I am all but certain that she is the one from whom the Endless Sphene was created. The original Queen Sphene of Alexandria.
What? But how can that be possible? The real Sphene died of illness 4 centuries ago.
I died?
Yes.
Whatever do you mean? I am not dead. I'm not. What is this place? Where is everyone? Otis and Zelenia? And who are you people? Calm down. We mean you no harm. You've been unwell, and it wouldn't do to strain yourself. Please, help me. I don't understand any of this.
It'd be really strange if you did.
Of course. But if I might confirm some things first. You are Queen Sphene of Alexandria, are you not?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And ere you awoke here, you were in another unfamiliar place. Is that correct?
I opened my eyes and saw a strange, dark room. Outside, there were towering buildings, clad in electrope.
You slumbered at the heart of that city for many years, within a facility called the Meso Terminal. Many things have come to pass during that time, some of which you may find upsetting. Are you sure you wish to learn of them?
Yeah, she ain't got no choice. She's alive in the here and now. She's got to know some things.
In that dark room, there was an electric casket designed to preserve its occupant in cold stasis. Until the terminal and its systems were recently shut down. That was where you were kept, in all likelihood.
The preservation's messing with things.
Since the time of the Old Kingdom. For 4 centuries.
What? Do you speak true? I've been asleep for that long. 400 years.
Our records say that Queen Sphene succumbed to the rampant lightning energies unleashed during the storm surge. But it seems the truth is rather different.
A little bit. The preservation hid her body away and took over. The original Queen Sphene. We'll tell her what she wants to know. Then we'll decide what we need to do. What would Otis do if he were here? What can I do? We turned up her chamber when we searched the Meso terminal. Safe to say none of us had anticipated this development. To wake up alone in a distant future and seemingly by no choice of your own. You can hardly blame her for reacting as she did. The treatment may have been effective, but the road ahead for her remains uncertain. I do not believe you are lying. So please, tell me everything that has happened. Everything. Very well. But let us do so with care, lest we cause you undue strain. Now, while I would like more of us to assist, it isn't practical to gather everyone, so I will summon Grahatia and Cryo for now. I mean, I'm just gonna open up the dungeon in the PF like I normally do. It's first come, first serve. Everyone taking turns explaining things.
I know this has all been a lot to take in, but how are you feeling? Physically, I mean.
Much better now, thanks to Y'shtola and Alisei's ministrations. In fact, I can scarcely remember the last time I felt so hale.
Well, you probably can't remember very much at all, to be fair.
I know not how to repay them. Not only for coming to my aid, but for telling me about my kingdom besides.
I don't think they're ones to keep score. Isn't that right?
Maybe Y'shtola.
He's known those two for a long time. You can trust in his judgment. Besides, you helped to prove that their treatment works here as well.
Thank goodness.
With
I've
this
been wondering
success,
that the entire
you'll be able
time.
to help others in Alexandria who suffer from the same illness. Few things could make them happier.
No, I'm happy.
I see. Full glad am I to know that we may cure the affliction after so long.
No.
So very long.
I'm happy. Yeah, 400 years?
I
No going
steeled
beyond that.
myself having been warned, but it's difficult to come to terms with everything.
Sphene? Maybe going out and seeing it would help. Alexandria as it is now.
Great idea. There's no substitute for seeing things with your own eyes. That said, there is a chance that you'll run into the other Sphene. Still want to take a look, even so?
Need a disguise.
It would be a lie to say I do not feel anxious, but I wish to walk among the people, to hear their voices and learn about their realm.
Yeah, we should give her a nickname to help her blend in. I should have done this on Ninja so the joke would have made more sense.
Truly, I would be honored.
Then allow us to show you the sights.
Thank you, Glimmer.
Seekers of Eternity. Listen, Slacka's just here for a good time, not a long time. Thank you as well, Slacker, for your kindness. The Endless Sphene. You knew her, did you not? It may take time for both of us to come to terms with this situation, myself especially, but I recognize that I must. I may still be here, but the world I knew is gone. That's an understatement. Before heading out, I should put on a more suitable attire. There's a modern outfit among the items Shale has prepared for me, I believe. If you would wait outside, I should need only a moment. Alright, take your time. It's been almost all streams this week, though, GXR. Also, I'm done with the turtles now. I'm past that in 13. I'm on seasons. I finished the rest of the Titan Trials except for Atticus. Last night before bed. I just had to run through them all real quick. They're all 5-starred too, thankfully.
Apologies for keeping you waiting. I've never worn such clothing before.
Oh, that really suits you.
Good morning, Bunny. It looks ideal for a brisk afternoon stroll.
For one so well-traveled to say that, I feel confident it's perfect for exploring the city.
People want Sphene's jeans.
Before you head out. Circumstances being what they are, we thought it best to come up with a way to distinguish you from the other Sphenes, and
we
should
need a
probably settle on
nickname,
this now
perhaps
rather than
after
later.
some sort of small, sharp
I
armament.
suppose it could get pretty confusing.
Make the joke.
First, we propose calling you simply Sphene.
No,
As
come
for
up
the
with a
formal
better
reason,
nickname.
Endless Sphene should suffice.
That's what I would do.
What about the new one who's been addressing the citizens?
Despite being the spitting image of Endless Sphene, we know she's a different entity. So we were thinking of calling her a simulant, after imitation stones.
I see. Well, they're definitely not the same. And that's as good a way as any to draw a distinction. But what do you think, Sphene? Is that all right with you?
Rest assured,
Sphene's
I
got
have
her
no
forts
objections.
on.
When
Her
I am
Sphene's
in
forts.
the city, however, I intend to keep both my face and name secret.
Good call.
For the people of today's Alexandria know only the Endless Sphene.
We're sorry to subject you to such ignominy.
I think she gets it.
No, I myself would rather not invite complications, so it is quite all right. Thank you for your concern, Shale. Let us be off then. I am in your capable hands.
Like, I'll call her
That you
simulant.
are.
I have a
Behind the
recommendation
entrance
for
of
the fake
Solution
endless fiend. How about we call her fake
Good
bitch?
idea. We should start from scanning port 9. I'll do my best to explain things.
I put my vote in for that. Soon I'll probably be calling her Calyx's puppet if what I'm predicting is correct. Yeah, realistically, the only quest dialogue I remember reading when I was going through it, when skipping all the cutscenes, was just to find out that guy's name. Calyx. Hello, Sphene. So this is Alexandria. Despite being inside a tower, it feels as though I'm out in the open. Though the sights are nothing like I remember, Electrope is still everywhere I look. It is a strange yet familiar place. That lady wants to talk to Lamachi, so while they're busy, I'll tell you about what we can from here. Is there any place that interests you? There are so very many. I can't decide where to begin. all the places. Then why don't we let Slacker choose? The following events cannot be skipped. The lady talking to Lamachi just came back from Tuliolal. It was her first time since being trapped in the barrier 30 years ago. She has a family in Alexandria now, so she had to return. But the train made it safe and easy for her to make the journey, and it's all thanks to everyone's hard work. There was once a railroad connecting Alexandria and the neighboring Lindblom, but operations were suspended when relationships deteriorated. Eventually, the tracks were removed entirely. To see that a railroad now connects us to our new neighbors is gratifying. Especially considering that our history began with war, with Alexandria the aggressor. In continuing to strive for peace, Tuliola's leaders have shown great magnanimity. I can't help but be moved. There are lots of different shops at the Nexus Arcade, selling everything you need. It's always full of people out doing their shopping. The Endless Sphene gave Slaka and Lamachi a tour of the place. I remember watching them from a distance. The castle town I knew had a main thoroughfare that was lined with shops. Whenever I visited, the citizens would come and speak with me about matters great and small. That explains why the Endless version of you does the same thing. Just like that lady is doing now with Wuklamat. If you attune to Lane Node 9, you can teleport back here anytime you want. You can also use it to teleport to other locations in Solution 9. It makes it easy to get around. That's the mode of travel that utilizes ether currents, yes? We had the same in my time, but when the storm surge broke out, such nodes were sealed off to prevent enemy use. And after the war, the etheric balance across the entire world had collapsed. Not only was travel outside the barrier ill-advised, the act of teleportation itself had become dangerous. We had to abandon the nodes altogether. It is heartening to see them available for use for one and all. Damn right. Oh, I use those things, trust me. In the government sector, there's a counter where citizens can get matched to jobs. There's also a soul exchange, but no one goes there much these days since there aren't that many souls in circulation. I'm not sure how I feel about regulators and the treatment of souls as a resource. I understand the grief of those who have lost loved ones and the desire to escape the sorrow of death. Even so, I would never wish to forget. My parents, Otis, Zelenia, I want to remember them all. I'm reluctant to impose my personal belief upon others, though. Walk towards me, Lamachi. Sorry about that. I got a little carried away with the conversation. It's alright. Slaka and I told her about places we can see from here. Really? That's great. Right then. Why don't we stroll through the residential sector and stop at the Mosaic? We could take a break there. Are you having fun looking around, Sphene? You can't convince me they didn't just really want to say Queen Sphene because it rhymes over and over again. Can't convince me that isn't the reason they didn't go with another gem. Not even garnet, but just a different gem altogether. They just wanted to say Queen Sphene, Queen Sphene, Queen Sphene. We've been walking for a while, so let's rest our feet, eh? Drinks are on me. Sphene, Slaka, the two of you go ahead and order first. I will take an old-fashioned. And maybe a whiskey sour.
So many different.
Yeah, what if they called her Lazuli?
I can't decide. Ooh. I'll have this, please. A Dali coffee.
Of course. I should warn you, though. Dali beans are an older variety known for their strong bitterness. Still want one?
I know all about coffee from Final Fantasy IX, lady. Don't
The
worry.
bitterness is the best part. Have you decided as well?
She's the descendant of that old man I brought coffee to. I'll have the same. Give me the coffee.
2 Dali coffees then. The beans make for dark roasts that are quite aromatic. I find the sharp flavor invigorating, though a dash of milk can be a wonderful complement.
No, I drink my coffee black.
I'll have your drinks ready in a moment.
I want that coffee mug. I want that coffee cup. Give it to me, Square.
They're certainly well liked. It's a wonderful feeling, spending time with the people.
If only she could do it right now. Drink coffee. Hi, Ivy. Ivy, relax. That's not relaxing.
But they're not my people anymore, are they? Their city, their way of life, even the ground upon which they tread. I am a stranger to it all.
A stranger of paradise?
The weight of the long years is finally beginning to sink in.
Where's Jack?
Your Majesty, is that you?
No! No!
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I am not Queen Sphene, though I'm often told we look alike.
There you are. How many times have I told you not to go off alone? I'm sorry he bothered you, Mom. Come now, we're going home.
Bye, not Queen Sphene.
Much less inconspicuous. Not Queen Sphene.
I do not know that boy, nor does he know me. No one does. Another harsh reminder that I have no place here.
That's not true.
Yet, no matter how much things have changed, I am happy.
No, I'm not. No, you're not. I am.
For Alexandria has endured. Our sacrifice was not in vain. Even so, I cannot help but feel lonely.
Don't worry, we'll fix that. Yeah, I have to do my sympathy sip. And have it no other way. Forgive me. I didn't mean to darken the mood. Still, I feel better having shared my feelings with you. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm not being much of a guide. I don't usually get approached this often. It's quite alright. The people have been through so much. It's only natural for them to seek comfort and assurance from someone they trust. Besides, I was able to relax with a delicious cup of coffee and have a lovely chat with Slacka. I appreciate your understanding. Right then, where to next? We could take a look inside the Nexus arcade, but it can probably wait for when we actually need something. In that case, let's head back to the recreation zone. There's plenty to see on True View. Let's go, Golul Jaw. Good idea. Let's sprint and or jog there. And eventually just teleport, because of course we can. Feature. Quality of life. You know what? Take that, jog. I'll still use Peloton. He looks pale. We need to find a place for him to rest. Thank you. I was on my way to attend some business when the memory of being killed here came flooding back. The danger is past, I know, but the terror lingers. For all the comfort I've offered others in my work, I can't seem to comfort myself. Try as I might. Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta rally him. Come on, man. Get over it. Yeah, dude. Come on. You could just get over it, man. No, it doesn't stack. It just takes whichever one is. It just takes whatever your fastest movement speed buff is. Thank you. I feel better already. Your encouragement was exactly what I needed. But where are my manners? My name is Malachite, and I am an usher. An usher? They're the ones who came to those who came to those without long to live, right? Given everything that's happened, I expect your duties have changed. That's correct. We no longer attend to the dying. It is only after they have passed away in their family's care that we convey their remains to the government storage facility. Storage facility? What for? Henceforth, we must inter the deceased, but as the specifics are undecided, the bodies must be kept in cold storage for the time being. I didn't know. I'd heard there were graveyards over by the submerged city, but like funerals, burial customs must be long forgotten. Do you have usher duties? If so, we could help. I'm not actually here in official capacity, so I'm loath to trouble you further. But since you asked, I shall explain why I've come. Explain why you've come. I've taken to delivering the personal effects of the departed to the families. Even though their memories have been entrusted to the cloud, I still remember where they once lived. The rule was to dispose of any belongings. To do anything else was strictly forbidden. But it saddened me to see them discarded like waste, so I began secreting away what I could. Of course, I understand that not everyone shares my sentiments, and I leave it to the families to decide what to do with these items. Some accept my deliveries, others reject them. Whether I'm doing the right thing, I cannot say, but I feel the family should be given the choice. Oh, they didn't have it before then. It's important to think about what people leave us. I want to help. Do you want to help too, Slacker? Deliveries happen to be my specialty. I'm truly grateful. Now there are 4 items to be delivered here in the recreation zone. I leave them in your care. In the meantime, I will head to the residential sector to make deliveries there. After you've finished, please meet me back here. I would like to know the family's reactions. I am the delivery boy of light! You know, there's people in Tuliolal who had similar episodes during the trauma of the siege. Would you mind if I went with Malachite just to keep an eye on him? Only if you can handle those deliveries without me, of course. It's fine, it's fine. I'm sure he'll be happy for the company. Thumbs up. So there are 4 items in total to deliver. Right, 3 for the people on True View, and 1 for someone over by Neon Stain. Let's visit them in that order. Might I trouble you to do the talking, Slacker? I fear my voice may betray my identity. Lead the way. We'll be right behind you. Let's go, Sphene. Sphene's got Garnet's run cycle. Of course she does. From when she's in the well, I mean, it's just Garnet's run cycle in general. The way the buildings are all in a row reminds me of the old castle town. Midlander animations, yeah. Lively as it is here, I can see why Oblivion can blend in. The people around True View seem scary at first, but most of them are really kind. When I see someone pass out on these streets now, I worry if they'll be alright. Yeah. Pass out on the streets in this town. Probably better than most towns. Is there something... Who am I talking to? Is there something you need? Ah, so Malachite sent you. He was very considerate. When he offered to bring me the keepsake, he stressed that I didn't have to accept it if I felt uncomfortable. I see why some would say no, but I couldn't do that. Not when it's something that belonged to my parents. Well, I understand now, I will never see again. Having spare souls won't save us from the inevitable. That's always been the case. Now I find myself wondering about this and that. Like how much longer I can afford to muck around with my brothers. But I won't bore you with my ramblings. Thanks for bringing me the keepsake, and give my regards to Malachite. One. What are you brooding about? What is it? If you're trying to sell me something, I'm not interested. Oh, you brought the keepsake. Thank you. Been looking forward to this, hoping that it might help me remember, but no such luck it seems. The owner is dead and they'll never become one of these endless Queen Sphene tells us about. It's a sad thought. Even so, I'm not sure I want to become endless myself. For me, by putting your memories into a new body made of ether, doesn't that mean you yourself still have to die first? Thought of not having to worry about souls was appealing, so I was happy, now I am, to receive a neo-regulator, but I've only had doubt since then. Queen Sphene herself recommends it. I want to believe that all will be well, but still. Sorry, I need to clear my head. Oh, hello! Do I know you? Ah, so this is the keepsake. Truth be told, I've been wavering as to whether or not I should accept it. I mean, it belonged to someone that died. It's got me thinking about what we did to Tuliolal. I didn't even know we'd killed so many of their people. Not until the funeral. What if they decide to retaliate? Lamachi Uklamat would never do that. She would everyone in Tuliolal know that my father was to blame for the attack, not the Alexandrian people. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you speak ill of your father. I just can't stop worrying about death, and hearing that they're running out of neo-regulators makes it worse. I don't know what to do anymore. Well, the answer is realistically to live until you die and then die. That's everyone on True View. Let's go to the Neon Stain. You live and then you die and then don't worry about it. You talking to me? Alright, this. I can't say it stirs any memories, but it does feel familiar somehow. You know, you look familiar yourself. Where do I know you from? Ah. Of course, you're the unenhanced challenger. No, champion! Can't stress how incredible it is what you've achieved without using feral souls. It's a genuine honor to meet you, though not for the first time, I realize. Damn right. I was at that infusion station at the government sector. It wasn't my finest moment, as you might recall. I don't remember what your voice sounds like, so this is the voice you're getting now. You're the Arcadian fighter who is desperate for souls. That's right. Sorry you had to see me like that. Anyway, seeing we're meeting properly now, the name's Litander. I used to fight in the Arcadian, but not anymore. I took Queen Sphene's words to heart and found a new job, one where I can put my knowledge of physical conditioning to use. As you know, lots of people were badly hurt when the mechanical soldiers malfunctioned, and I've been assisting with their rehabilitation. It's not something I ever imagined myself doing, but here we are. Not many people can help others like you can. I think it's great what you're doing. Thanks. It's encouraging to hear that. I just wish the regulator was actually attached to your head. There's this fellow who had to learn how to walk all over again. Becoming endless would solve his problems, but he's determined to overcome them the hard way, with the body he's got. Seeing that gave me a newfound appreciation for my own body. It's a gift from my parents, a sturdy thing that survived the arena, and I need to take better care of it. If I'm the only blue-scaled hoobagoo besides my father, Namachi once told me that. I don't know how my father felt about it, and there are times when it hurts to think about the things that we share. Still, I don't want to lose that. Even if I could look the same as an endless, I would never throw away this body. Most people would find it hard to do so, I imagine. Just the thought makes me feel uncomfortable about becoming an endless, the whole becoming an endless affair. But I need to get back to work. It was nice talking to you, and thanks for the delivery. Sir, stick the regulator to the side of your head. It's hanging off. I do not accept this. I believe that takes care of the deliveries. Thank you for taking charge, Slacker. From what I've seen and heard, it's plain the people held their queen in high regard, and the simulant has exploited their love and admiration to win over so very many. Come, let us report to Malachite. He should be back at the north of the recreation zone. Yeah, can't even install his regulator correctly. How is he supposed to even use the souls he gets, even if he were to get more? That dude is so dead, by the way. Talking about appreciating his body, that dude dead. Hello, small chipmunk. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for your assistance. With this, every delivery I had planned today is accounted for. The reactions I received were mixed. While some were glad, others decided they did not want the items after all. How was your experience? Everyone accepted their items, but they all felt differently about them. One person couldn't remember the keepsake's owner, and another couldn't stop worrying about their own death. I see. It's difficult indeed to predict how people may behave when confronted with reminders of loss. Of late, I've come to believe we are each the sum of the moments we've shared with our loved ones. And when they passed away, we lost our memories of these people. We lost a part of ourselves. It's a thought that saddens me to no end. If our memories of the departed are no longer to be entrusted to the cloud, I wish that those already taken could be returned to us. Well, my friends, I must resume my formal duties. My thanks again for your aid. Malachite speaks true. Our memories are what define us. They form the path we walk to be where we are. My endless self, I expect, was much like me in the beginning. But I cannot become like her no more than she could become like me. For once our paths diverged, so too did our lives and experiences. That's true. Even if we start from the same place, we all have different journeys. At some point, things like our goals and our ways of thinking are bound to change. The Endless Sphene was one possibility. A version of myself who made choices I want to believe I never would. I'm beginning to come to terms with the fact that I did, though. Huh? Is that Queen Sphene? Very ominously. The simulant? Well, she obviously knows it's you. She was looking straight at us. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she wanted us to follow her. I have a bad feeling about this, but we might not have another chance to figure out what she's up to. We're going after her, right? She'd probably just let me do that alone, but you know. Why don't we just go the other way and be like, yeah, she looked right at us. The simulant headed into the street over there. The neon stain is that way. Let's hurry. It's the neon stein, I'd assume, but whatever. Me not caring.
Not here. Let's press on, if only a little further.
Only a little bit. Damn it, Calyx! You're gonna have to try harder than that, pal.
Hey, are you alright?
I've dodged several hundred more lightning bolts than that.
So he didn't die. Vexing, but expected.
That was about the strongest bolt we can produce within Everkeep. What now?
We obtain more precise measurements. Narrow the range of variables to avoid unnecessary trial and error. That is the most expeditious course of action.
I know that voice.
Remember the part where I beat your ass last time?
Yes, you! We have important business with you. We left something in your keeping, the key to interdimensional fusion. You will kindly return it to us, yes?
No!
Is that so? What a shame. If I had the key, I wouldn't need to be cruel and turn away so many people. Far more than 5,000 could become endless and know eternal happiness.
What? You mean to steal ether from other worlds again?
Of course she does. That's the only thing they're gonna use it for.
All is for the sake of his experiments.
Okay, that's a very different reason.
'Twas for that reason, you know, that the previous me created the Endless. I pity her. She was forced to attempt the impossible, to turn every soul who dies into an Endless, even though there's no end to them.
The irony.
Admittedly, that was part of the plan. Her desperation would drive her to claim the key and use it. And sure enough, she did just that. soft spot for her, Lamity?
Stop
So
smiling.
For what it's worth, I'm truly sorry.
Decker.
Alas, we are naught more than pawns, pieces in his grand design.
We're sorry. Smile.
Don't you dare make light of her love for her people. Don't you dare!
Strike me down if you wish. I shall be made anew. And I doubt many would look kindly upon the vow of resolve of Tuliolol if she attacked a neighboring queen, and not for the first time. Would you be willing to accept the repercussions?
We'll take this into a back alley where no one can see me.
Damn you.
Yeah, I don't think she is very sorry. Give me answers. Is that Electrope? Because it has many uses.
You're speaking to me.
Yes.
Our goal is to usher in the next phase of mankind's evolution. Since time immemorial, life has used death to facilitate adaptation in an ever-changing environment. The old and infirm are weeded out, allowing the species to thrive. Generational succession. This has been our survival strategy.
Incoming villain theme. This is some Persona-ass villain theme. What's going on, Jesse?
This strategy has long since reached its practical limit. It is outdated. It relies on progeny, which gives rise to unchecked population growth. Resources become scarce, invariably leading to conflict. All the while, death is ever present and robs our species of untold potential. Where man now stands in his evolution, bodies of flesh no longer make sense. What we must strive for next is carefully managed, eternal preservation.
Yep, the preservation. That's what they've been teasing. She'll remember your name now.
Calyx! You're
Calyx, not
aren't you?
Calyx.
You know him?
The young genius who had mastered electrope technology. He founded the scientific collective known as Preservation and devoted himself to developing a cure for the paralysis which plagued our people.
Yeah, but we have that. We figured it out with flying pigs, idiot.
Calyx, you always had your gaze set upon the future, and I know you do now. But I beg you, do not deceive the people of Alexandria. Do not manipulate them with this imitation forged from my memories. Well, how rude. Yet, whatever you may say, I'm the one whom the people regard as queen.
For now. Put an end to that.
You may have worn the crown for a few years, but now you are no one. Just a frail, fleshy version of me that could die at any moment. The kingdom has no use for such as you.
Is that a threat? You lack drip, fake Sphene.
Our demand is simple. Surrender the key. Refusal will necessitate consequences.
I'm sure nobody in Solution 9 was panicking as the entire power supply was used for a single lightning bolt. Calyx has got a pretty dope theme. Are you alright, Slacker? Forgive me. I was once able to use healing spells, but my long slumber another Garnet reference. But my long slumber appears to have sapped my magical reserves. It's frustrating being so powerless. Perhaps I must accept my newfound limitations. Sounds a little familiar. Little bit. It's a little more Persona-y, though. Alexandria has no need of Queen Sphene. It's the Queen of Reason, my endless counterpart that they love. And although it is a hard truth to accept, it is nevertheless the truth. I must find a new way to serve. You're not alone, and together we can get through anything. Well said. It just so happens that there's something that only you can do right this moment. Let's start with Calyx. What can you tell us about him? He was a prodigy who specialized in the field of electrope and made his mark during the storm surge. Yet even as he basked in the admiration of his peers, he struggled with an illness he had from birth, which left him precious little time to live. For him to still be here 4 centuries on, I think it's safe to assume that he too has become an endless. I see. While we're somewhat familiar with preservation, I never imagined we'd cross paths with one of them like this. You know the preservation? We do. They're supposed to have created Everkeep's core systems as well as the Endless Sphene. Did they? All while I was slumbering. The members of Oblivion have spent time investigating preservation. We should head to the back room and tell them what's happened. Lego. Calyx just standing behind his computer screen, thinking he's all hot shit. Wait, this is starting to sound familiar. Reflects internally. No. I get it. All of the Everkeep is just chat. Time to ban chat.
We've heard what happened. So, preservation has revealed itself at last.
And using the key, they mean to turn even more people into Endless. It seems safe to assume that they too intend to steal ether from the other reflections. But unlike the previous Sphene, they have no intention of saving everyone. Calyx, of all people, would know precisely how much ether is required to sustain an Endless. Thus, he is able to set a realistic limit to their creation without being swayed by emotion.
Carefully managed eternal preservation. Whether or not this can be considered an evolution, 'tis plain that man's very existence would be forever changed.
Say, if this Calyx is as brilliant a scientist as everyone says, could he have been the one who erased everyone's memories of Endless Sphene's death?
Yes.
That is a possibility, though I cannot speak to his motives.
I could probably figure it out.
Calyx has outright stated his ultimate goal. How his actions will further this agenda remains unclear. That said, we have seen how anxiety towards death continues to spread amongst Alexandrians. Perhaps the simulant stokes this fear to entice them to become endless.
Everyone is afraid of death. We try to put it out of our minds, and I do not blame the people for feeling as they do. Nonetheless, I wish to stop the simulant. I wish to do what I can for those who believe in their queen.
And then we'll make you queen.
Although I wear no crown, were I to forsake the people, then I would truly have no place here.
I don't know if this will help in that endeavor, but I've found something interesting.
Tell me about the underkeep.
When I analyzed the sign that Calyx appeared on, I was able to determine the source of transmission. I traced it back to a terminal used only by preservation, located in the Foundation sector.
Foundation sector? That came up in my mother's records, didn't it? It's where the old castle was hidden.
Hidden is a strong word. It's just
It
down.
was built atop the castle of the former kingdom. Access to the immediate area, the Foundation sector, is highly restricted, with map data accordingly classified.
Don't worry, we'll see an older version.
The old castle is inside this tower.
It's an ideal place for preservation to conceal a terminal, I must say. Having existed since the storm surge, they would be familiar with the castle's layout.
But I wonder, would someone so versed in electrope, such as Calyx, be so careless as to leave a trail?
He would if it was on purpose.
I expect he intended for us to find the terminal.
Yup.
It may be a trap, but it's our only lead. What do you think, my friend?
I love running into traps. That's how I know there's going to be fun. And cheese.
No, we cannot. We must learn exactly what he is plotting.
If you're set on this course of action, I'll work on getting you access to the Foundation sector. Sit tight for now.
I'll stand, but, you know, all the same. Nice
Let me come
kicks.
with you. I may not possess any special skills, but I know the castle better than any. So please.
Trap means content.
All right. If that's what you want, then we go together.
That was a
The rest
weird...
of us will take point and secure the way, and we'll count on you to guide us in the castle.
Looked like Wukla... Well, the no text box at the bottom for the all right, but also her... I don't think she was animated for that all right either. I didn't look at her mouth, and I don't think it moved. Thank you for allowing me to accompany you. If it may take time it may take time for me to find my place in this new Alexandria, but I will, slowly but surely. Descent to the Foundation. Right, I believe I plotted a viable route to the Foundation sector. As we don't have much information on the area, I'll come along and gather geographic data on site. You can leave the navigating to me. I'll stay behind this time, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Oblivion is fortunate to have a capable adapter like you, Galuja, and no matter what the future holds, your knowledge of Electrope is bound to serve you well. Such dependable support here, we may embark on our mission. Come, let's head to the lift in the government sector. Hello, Shining. Alright, I'll make a PF for the dungeon. Password 1227. Once I just do this unlock real quick. And then I'll have to do the normal trial. Against Zelenia. I'm jogging away. So I actually never grabbed resolution. I meant to grab it when I was going through 7.1 on this character, but the one cutscene that's up there teleports you away from it immediately after. Yeah, I'm on Ether. Yeah, I wanted to do this yesterday, but well, it took a little longer than I expected. I guess actually, no, it didn't take longer than I expected to get Suzaku done. It took about as long as I expected. Definitely more accurate to say it took about as long as expected. Good morning, Sharper. No, you can't stack movement speed buffs. I mean, Suzaku went exactly as I thought it would. What the heck? Why is my Discord overlay back on? I guess the Discord update changed the settings. Where's the overlay setting? Game overlay. Disable overlay. Skip. That's annoying. It's the first time I've ever had it happen. Get out of here, Discord. I got to tell my Discord story a couple weeks ago. It's always a fun time telling my story about the Discord CEO. I don't even know if that guy's still the CEO, or if he's in a different position in Discord now. Thanks for the 25 months, Zenobius. They have 2 overlays. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I disabled both of them. I ticked both boxes. Well, I mean, I better have worked because I ticked both boxes. I hate the Discord overlay. Yes, my favorite secret route, the elevator. There's no direct lift in the Foundation sector, so I'll have to transfer to it another way. If we're taking the wrong lift, we'll end up in the wrong sector, so be sure to follow her instructions. Nice weapon. According to Tishalja's records, the tower is divided into inner and outer sections below Orogenics. The castle is at the heart of the inner sector. So upon arriving at the Foundation sector, we need to make our way inward. Saka, take this communicator with you. It's been modified to track your coordinates, so I'll be guiding you as I collect data. Sounds like we're all set. Let's get going. The Underkeep, now accessible. This character's been a bunny for a pretty long time. Alright, dungeon, Underkeep, password 1227, because I'm so original, on Ether. Bam, 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 bam. Looks like an ale drinker. No, I drink my whiskey sours and my old fashions and my bourbon and my whiskey and all my hard liquor. Alright, let go. How many Mokekas do I have? 41? Nah, I'm not going to use a Mokeka for Underkeep. It's such a beautiful theme. Nice pajama pants, by the way.
must have gotten in and made themselves at home.
It'd be really strange if they didn't. Listen, I've been working on that Final Fantasy 13 Platinum. The last thing I want to see is this flan model. I said this literally the day of patch, too. I was just like... No, there's no more giant turtles. I need like 14 more Seath Stones in the Treasure Hunter mission, and I'm done. Just so many turtles. Why are there so many turtles?
There should be an access hatch nearby that leads inside. Look for an opening.
I mean, yeah, I did this dungeon 3 days ago, Shining. You wait until your next 2-minute window, Miyako. You just don't use it until it lines up. Stay of the Realm is today, yes. That's why I'm trying to get the story done before Stay of the Realm. I started stream 30 minutes early. Yeah, I started stream 30 minutes early, Sarah. I'm not gonna lie. In the future, I might just start stream as soon as I'm ready in the morning.
I'm detecting something big.
I love this part of the theme.
With it to continue on.
Also, big fan of them using the Gargant down here. I like this dungeon. I mean, it's rare that I don't like a dungeon nowadays. But this one I especially quite enjoyed. Get behind him! Earth Song? What about Silk Song? Oh, that's right. There is no Silk Song. Oh, it's sad now. That's messed up, Happy. What's messed up? Me saying it or how real it is? Because you can't blame me for how real it is. We got Earth Song before Silk Song, which we got before GTA 6. It sure is, Crisplosion, though no one's surprised by that. I feel like at this point, No Man's Sky will put up a free update called Elder Scrolls 6 before Elder Scrolls 6 ever gets released. Well, I mean, I don't know what you mean by went all out by the cutscenes. I mean, the story's been good so far. It's a decent chunk of voice acting. I haven't had to actually voice act too much this batch. Thank you for the latent spite buff. Now, if only I could actually get some procs here.
Everkeep's construction was apparently a constant battle against the rising water level. Even during the
Good morning,
war,
Sean.
people labored to maintain the castle. It meant a lot to them. It's upsetting to think that preservation's terminal is in this place.
Maybe it's just a subtle, you know, reference to their love for what they left behind. See, I especially notice this latent spite buff when I'm in machine gun mode during Payon. 10 potency, very noticeable. I mean, every dungeon has explorer mode.
Come, let us measure your strength.
Yeah, you just have to actually toggle it. They really like phantom blades in this patch. Other side. Ah! Excuse me. Thank you. Phantom Blades and Chakra. Yeah, Howling Blade does the same thing. Not the exact same thing, but like I mean, honestly, his two attacks are similar enough.
That was hardly a challenge, I see.
Yeah, it's a dungeon, idiot.
I didn't press on.
Yeah, see, he's trying to gauge our power. He wants to make a simulant of us. It's alright. He can't simulate how awesome I am. Wouldn't be my evil self. They're just a fake me. You know what? I'm probably not making it. Nope. No Mr. Happy moment there. I did have a Mr. Happy moment with one of the lariats, so. I mean, if they haven't played since the start of Endwalker Lift, they literally wouldn't even be caught up by then, most likely. You spin my head right round like a record.
You are untroubled thus far, but I have something that may test you yet.
No, you don't. You know, it's funny, we saw this boss in the trailer, and I just didn't think it was the dungeon's final boss. I don't know why. Even after doing the first 2 bosses a few days ago, I was like, I forgot about Valiapira.
We still lack sufficient data. Very well. To see how you perform against this.
Against this. He doesn't even know what it is. He's just like, I don't know. It's some tablet. He's like, and I know a lot about tablets.
This machine has long guarded these crumbling halls.
It do indeed be a flying rock. A flying Dwayne, if you will.
Let us introduce more weaponry.
Yep, rock. Oh, I see you. I was like, oh, I have enough space. I was wondering if we could both squeeze in there adequately. The answer was we can. Tantarian would have been an interesting one, yeah. And then he's gonna swap the positions of one of them, I think. Yeah. I think we could have fit both of us in there. It just would have had to have been a little more careful.
Still alive. How unfortunate.
This boss is the final boss in Kuja's castle. Kuja's hideout, more accurately. I mean, same fucking thing. Who cares? It's not the same thing. Yeah, which given Calyx literally seems like a Kuja that beat death. And will probably have a very similar role to that in point 3. Oh, here we go. We're all on this side, baby. Yeah. Trance Calyx. Alright, that's not the command for it. Nope, that's not the command for it either.
That will do. We have enough to proceed with an analysis.
Oh yeah, do you? Bro, you don't even know half the things I've done. Listen, that rock was going to be so dizzy. Hey, pants. Sure. Oh, no, they've got skill speed. Fuck that. All right.
Calyx was measuring our strength. Is that why he contrived to lead us here?
Yeah.
It looks like we've cleared away the machines and beasts. But who knows what else he might have in store.
I can think of one thing.
From here on out,
The
Sphene
Rose
and
of
Shay
May.
will move with us. Let's find that terminal. Stay alert for more threats.
Yeah, he's just trialing us for his upcoming static. He's like, dude, the Savage Raids come out on Tuesday. I just need a group.
Before my
Oh, the
illness
music.
left me bedridden,
Final Fantasy
I
IX
used to
music.
walk through here on my way to watch Otis and Zelenia train. You knew Otis, if I'm not mistaken. Zelenia was his second in command in the Royal Knights of Alexandria. Oh, how
No,
I
they were
loved to
definitely
see
equals,
the
and she
Royals
was definitely better.
I once dreamed of fighting by their side, so I studied the magical arts under my tutor. But when I was 15, the storm surge broke out, and both my father and mother passed away.
And then when you turned 16, they tried to extract the Eidolons from you.
From taking to the battlefield, for our nation would fracture had I died without a successor. Though in the end I could barely move, I regret that I didn't go out there and fight. At least while I still could. My endless self lamented not being able to protect the realm with benevolence. 'Tis a feeling to which I can relate.
Sphene.
Ah, forgive me. 'Twas not my intent to darken the mood. Come, let us press on.
This is one big castle, though. How far does this hallway go?
It is a very big castle.
Do you know, Sphene?
Sphene?
What?
Where did we go? Calyx couldn't have possibly kidnapped us.
What? What happened?
The throne. My man can't even be bothered to actually stand on the ground.
Oh, it seems our guest brought company. So this was your doing? It was. We installed a teleporter that is triggered by the presence of the key, you see? I'm afraid etheric transmissions cannot penetrate the walls of the throne room. It will take your friends a good while to find you.
Good thing I have this magic call people from other dimensions stone with me.
I confess the Valia Pira did not suffice to assess your capabilities.
Not
So
even
I shall
close
try
to it.
something else.
Hello, Zelenia.
You are free to use anything at your disposal. The better you fight, the more accurate my data. Attaining a precise measure of your strength, that is the most expeditious way.
Too bad it has no
To
limits.
claim the key to which you so stubbornly cling.
Ah, noble Zelenia, dashing as ever. These villains mean to do us harm. Strike them down, I bid you. What? This machine is Zelenia. Indeed it is. We couldn't preserve her memories while she lived, so she has been reconstructed from our recollections of her.
Was she that tall in your recollections?
The endless me being created in answer to the earnest desires of Alexandrians. That I can accept. But to twist the memories of those I held dear and treat them as playthings. This disgrace I cannot abide!
Kill her.
Though I am to comply with their demands, this monstrosity must be destroyed. Not least of all for Zelenia's honor. If she was indeed created from my memories, even if I cannot fight, I may be able to offer you counsel. So please, lend me your strength and end this farce.
Get out of the way, Calyx. Get out of the way, fake Sphene. That's what he wanted to say.
Ah, there it is.
Bam, 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 bam. All right. I need 4 more people on Ether. Passwords 1227. Legal. What do we still need? We need a tank. Need is a strong word. Your presence will be greatly appreciated. Well, I mean, the key is basically another version of... there's another version of it. Yes, tank. I mean DPS number 5. That's all you need to be. That has not been stated, I don't believe. Need tonk on ether. Need tonk. I mean, need again, strong word. We have one space open that is set to tonk. There we go. Let me ready check real quick. It's time to die, Zelenia. I already have your mount on the other character, and I'm not getting it on this one. This is the best version of Roses of May. Tome pieces don't drop from raids. Kiki, that's why it's called a tome piece.
Royal Knight of Alexandria.
Unless you're talking about the tombstone that's used to upgrade the weapon or buy the weapon, that's from 7 weeks of the final fight of the normal mode raids, or from the second fight in the Savage tier. Spirit Bond potion. I love it.
Upon my blade, I swear, no harm shall come to Her Highness.
That's where you're wrong. Out then in.
Feel the sting of my divine blade.
I know this technique. You must keep moving.
You must keep moving is not how I would describe that attack. I find that to be an inaccurate representation of what that attack is asking you to do. People will run into each other's. In then out. Morning hero. That's the plan.
Should be recreated so faithfully.
I will suffer none to threaten Alexandria. Heavens roar!
She's thunder slashing all over. Yeah, that's true. You got to admit, the fact that she remembers anything at all after 400 years is fairly impressive. Alright, not using my twos.
For the honor and glory of Alexandria, I strike!
We got squished in a rose sandwich.
No more games.
She said the thing! Do not walk through the middle of the room.
The sigils channel magic. Be on your guard.
Probably the worst color design they've had in a very long time.
You've no time even to fear my wrath.
I'm gonna walk through the middle and you can't stop. Yeah, doesn't she do a power break? Yeah. I remembered from the first normal mode. You can walk through the slices as long as they're not currently being hit.
Taste my steel.
No, I've gotten used to being able to spot it. Listen, I've been putting up with color blindness my whole life. If anything, it's worse for non-colorblind people because they're used to having eyeballs. I'm not. I've adapted my life to not being able to see colors. They're all living in inferiority because they are not trained as I am. I saw someone run right through the middle. You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it. By the time I saw the light, I was a man, and by then it was blind.
I know this is merely a reconstruction, and yet
I have pledged my life to the kingdom.
That power break is probably the rudest thing that she does, given that you've just got those shocks all over the place.
I am sworn to protect my queen.
Okay.
Die before I yield.
Okay. Then you'll die, is what you're saying. Wish granted.
How about you?
that's right. Zelenia was always there to protect me.
Yeah, well, hold on to that memory because you're about to watch it die. Goodbye. And chat has successfully farmed my second chance point.
Forgive me, my queen.
Calix, can I have another? Please, sir, can I have some more? Good, my alt didn't get the card. My main still needs the card.
Did you get what you needed?
Don't do your stupid little pen twirl.
I did. Though these figures will complicate matters.
Is that so? Well, if we are done here, then I shall end the transmission. Hold it! If you have no scruples about thus defiling the memories of Zelenia, then there is no way we will ever see eye to eye. You are not fit to be entrusted with the cherished memories of Alexandrians.
I, for one, have no wish to employ the fruits of my research in this manner. It is a waste of time and effort. But since I relinquished my flesh long ago, I must resort to every conceivable method, so long as the hero insists on keeping the key.
It's mine.
Why do you so oppose our objective? With the key, we would be able to harvest ether from other reflections and bring forth more endless. We could give this chance to evolve not only to the people of the Ninth, but to those of the Source as well. I see no reason why you should reject such a boon.
You're aware of the connection between the worlds?
Oh, don't tell me you thought you were the only ones who knew. That is the height of hubris. Well, I'd say our conversation has run its course. Ultimately, what you think is immaterial, for the seeds we've sown have already quickened. The people
We'll see about
have
that.
placed hope in transcending death, and they can ill turn away from it.
We'll see about that.
And thus does my role come to an end. The rest I leave in your capable hands, Calix.
As a token of gratitude for consenting to my tests, I leave you with a gift. Be sure to take it with you.
I have a feeling I won't like your gift. Ah, the crown. Is it made of chocolate at least? Zelenia was kind, but she could be stern. A pillar of strength when I ascended the throne in troubled times. Not only did she protect me, but she also buoyed my spirit whenever it threatened to buckle under the pressures of my station. By preserving her memory and honor, you've done more for me than you could know. Thank you, Slacker.
Zelenia, it pains me to think that you're gone too.
Aha! Oh, we found you at last.
You missed all the fun.
You had us quite worried when you suddenly disappeared. What in the world happened?
Then preservation's objective is indeed what Calyx claimed. But for them to know about the source and the shards, and to refer to theirs as the ninth, that raises some questions.
Indeed. But for now, I'm just glad the two of you are safe. Oh, right. While we were scouring the castle for you, we came upon a room that looked like a library.
Did you find Tantarian in there?
By learning about the Alexandria of old, we may gain valuable insights into preservation. Might we take a number of books with us?
So books still remain. Of course. You are welcome to any that may be of use.
If you don't mind, could we take a look around here first? I'm especially curious about the area over by the throne.
This tiara, it was hers, the Endless Sphene's. What's it doing here?
It's a type of regulator, I believe. It contains the data of the Endless Sphene's memories. Calyx likely used it to create the simulant. Which means that as long as the tiara is in our keeping, we shouldn't need to deal with any more simulants.
Well, while it's in the tower, I wouldn't feel so safe about that.
Strange that he would abandon it, though. Perhaps because the simulant already played her role, like she said. Or Calyx made a copy of the memories. In any case, not much information of import appears to remain on this terminal. But I'll make it so we can access it remotely from the back room.
Don't put it on.
This contains the memories of another me. The tale of her journey as Queen of Alexandria. Might I hold on to this tiara? You may examine it whenever you wish, of course.
It would be for the best, I think. Does that work for you, Shale?
No objections from me. All right, I'm finished. Let's head to the library, and then back outside.
See you later, Zelenia.
Farewell, Zelenia.
Sayonara. Shadow the Hedgehog. Wait, wrong game. Now's not the right time, quest accepted music. The simulant gave the impression that she wouldn't be back, but I suppose only time will tell. And at present, we have no further leads on Calyx. For now, perhaps you could take a moment to contact our friends. It would be good to catch each other up on recent developments, and I'm certain everyone would appreciate hearing from you. Let me step over here to do it. Oh, Aaronville. Slaka, this is a surprise. Has Wuklamot gotten into trouble again? I see. Knowing you, I expect you're already looking forward to the next obvious trap. Try not to overdo it. I mean, he's got me to a T on that one. I'm in the outskirts at the moment. I've been helping people with their work, talking to those I meet to gauge their sentiment. It's been uneventful for the most part, but there was one notable development. Following recent events, some here stopped wearing regulators. It's led to a disparity in what people remember of the Queen's death, and the occasional episode of confusion. I'll be sure to let you know if there are any other changes. Oh, Ishtola! If it isn't Slacker, is something the matter? So preservation is behind the recent intrigue. It doesn't surprise me. I'm glad to hear you are none the worse for your trials, though. As if they could stop me. As for myself, I've just concluded a meeting with Garson. I told him about the cure for Levin sickness, and we formed a tentative plan to treat all those who are stricken. I'm now otherwise unoccupied, so I shall take a look around the government sector to see if aught is amiss. And if this Calyx is obsessed with the key, then I ought to begin studying it in earnest as well. Yeah, I know you want to study. I'm waiting for her to have her evil arc, where she goes crazy with fucking obsession over this whole dimensional hopping thing. Ah, excellent timing, my friend. I'd a mind to call you myself to see how you were faring. Calyx? While something was obviously afoot, I couldn't have imagined that such an individual would be involved. 'Tis well you were able to prevent the simulant from sowing further uncertainty. That said, her absence may have consequences. The people of Alexandria still have great trust in Sphene. 'Tis plain in the way they speak of her even now, and in how the simulant was able to win them over. When they notice she has ceased to appear again, rumor and worry will spread. We must be very mindful of any pronounced shift in the mood of the populace. But forgive me, it's been battle after battle for you, hasn't it? We can handle ourselves for now, so pray rest up while you can and recover your strength. And Alice. Yes, hello, Slacker. Through to call out of the blue. Is something wrong? What? You went all the way to the bottom of the Everkeep, and you didn't think to ask me to come? But I suppose I've been fairly busy myself. I'm pleased to say that we've received permission to begin administering the cure for Levin sickness to the citizens. I'm actually due to visit a boy named Milo. Oh, isn't that the boy we saw in the MSQ? To see how he's responding to the treatment. You met him, but yep, there you go. You met him before with Lamachi, I believe. The two of you should attend as well if you have time. She answered me literally 2 seconds later, thankfully. Is that kid that we... Up. What do the others have to say, if I may ask? They finished treating Milos? Then we have to go and visit him. Would you mind if I accompanied you? I understand he's afflicted with the self-same condition I was, and I cannot help but worry for him. Of course, we don't mind at all. In the meantime, I shall take myself around Solution 9 and see how things are. I share Alphino's concern about the Queen's absence, and even setting that aside, the situation is not likely to resolve itself while becoming endless remains an option. I had been meaning to visit some shops, so I shall join Cryo. While everyone's out and about, I'll pick up Calyx's trail. I'll see if I can dig up some information about the key for Ishtola as well. I'll help you! It seems we all have things to do. Still, there's no telling what else Calyx might have planned, so please be careful, everyone. Right, let's go to Milo's apartment. It's in residential radius 914, if I remember correctly. Maybe we should move the base out of the tower? I mean, we knew it was the 9th. It's been stated it's the 9th, Void. Even Yoshi P in a live interview, and I'm sorry, in a live letter called it, that said it was the 9th. It was confirmed about a month after release, I believe it was. Maybe not a month, it might have been a little longer. That it was the 9th reflection. Which, to be fair, everybody should have expected anyway. No one in game said it. Yeah, but if they're that obsessed with believing one or the other, you'd think they'd want... You know what? I don't know why I'm acting like that makes any sense at all. Of course they wouldn't be informed. Motherfuckers are never informed. Motherfuckers always be making opinions about shit, and they'd be like, what do you mean? It's like, bruh, sources. If it mattered that much to you, then you probably researched it. Hello. You came before with Queen Sphene. I'm glad you came again. I believe he'll be fine now, but just for good measure, I'll administer a healing spell. Yes, the 12th was also rejoined and the 9th was never rejoined. I tend to forget that detail because we don't even need it when it was stated it was the 9th.
Loss at least might be made an endless. Then he wouldn't need to suffer anymore. You feel different now?
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
Thanks to Alizé, Milos is on the road to recovery. He can grow up and live a normal life. And I want to be there with him every step of the way. To grow old with him as his mother and not something else.
Super pig.
That should do it. You're doing well, I'm glad to say.
Thank you, Alizé.
You're welcome, Milos. Now, you'll feel breathless for a little while still, but don't fret. It'll get easier to speak with time. That said, we can't rule out the possibility of a relapse. As a precaution, I would keep him away from lightning-infused objects.
Lightning. Does that include regulators?
Yes.
It does. I understand if it's difficult for you to part with something that you've worn for so long, though, so it's entirely up to you.
No. For Milos' sake, I will do it. And if the environment here isn't good for him, I must consider moving outside the dome.
You two would be more than welcome in Tulihiola.
It's very assuring to hear that. If you don't mind, could you tell me about the process?
I'm happy.
No, I'm happy. This kid's still sick. He doesn't know who he is.
Before, I couldn't even thank my mother for caring for me. But now we can talk lots. I can tell her that I'm happy.
Stop
I like it
lying.
when she strokes my hair.
Your mother is happy to talk to you as well,
No,
I'm sure.
Queen Sphene always cheered me up. Always said that she would cure me. Today, I'll practice walking with Mother. And next time, I'll go and visit you.
Thank you for explaining everything.
We'll come again to check on you. So if you have any other questions, just let me know. Right. Let's get going, shall we?
Please come back soon. You too, miss.
It's good to see Milos doing so well.
The Endless Me gave him the strength to hang on, and she didn't rely on any special power to do so.
She wanted her people to be happy. Even though we had to fight, her love for them was very real, and it reached Milos.
I wish to be there to watch him grow as well. To make my way beside the people of Alexandria. In the name of his evolution, Calyx has wrought much unease and misery, and I cannot condone his path. No. I shall forge ahead on a path of my own.
We're one expansion late for the whole forge ahead thing.
Of my other self.
One more quest. Recollection. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Seekers of Eternity. Recollection's the name of the trial. Milos is a kind and brave boy. It did me well to see him. One day, I hope that I can speak with him about my other self. Come, let us return to the back room. And on the way, let us pick up treats for our friends. A little gift to show our appreciation for their hard work. I'm sure it'll be a very casual and not in any way odd walk back. This announcement surely won't be anything bad.
Citizens of Alexandria, please be advised. The distribution of neo-regulators has concluded. We ask that all recipients equip their regulators and promptly complete device registration.
How about no? Don't do that.
The evolution of our kind is at hand. Together we shall rise above death and
I would not trust that
infinite
announcement.
Possibilities of eternal life.
What is this?
Evolution? What evolution?
Victor?
Those with neo-regulators will become endless, apparently.
His is a revolution, though, not an evolution. For him, it's kind of the same.
Well, don't you feel lucky? Don't look at me like that. Queen Sphene said there were only so many.
I haven't registered mine yet. The more I thought about it, the more unsure I felt about becoming an endless.
Well, I registered right away. Anything to stop those terrible nightmares of being killed by mechanical soldiers.
Ultimately, what you think is immaterial, for the seeds we've sown have already quickened. The people have glimpsed hope in transcending death, and they can ill turn away from it. I see. The terror of their first encounter with death still lingers in their hearts. Having previously been spared even the idea of it, they know not how to handle the emotions.
funeral was meant to give everyone the chance to come to terms with loss, to grieve and move forward together. But everyone who was wearing a regulator had their memories of that moment erased. And to see those oblivious, happy souls, those who remembered must have wondered if it might not be better to be like them, to go back to a time when death didn't exist.
And now they've been presented with the chance to do just that by becoming an Endless. It's not hard to see why they would consider it.
If this fear of death continues to spread among the people, what will become of Alexandria? The gifts for our friends will have to wait. We should return to the back room at once.
Oh, you're safe. That broadcast had us worried. The entire populace is on edge.
For good reason.
So Alphino and the others are still out there.
We have a situation on our hands. A civilian has been killed by a mechanical soldier here on Trueview.
Trying to incite more fear.
Quay is on the scene and reports that the problem unit has been subdued by another sentry.
That doesn't make sense. Only someone with the King of Resolve's authority could order a soldier to do that.
Calyx is hacking into the system, of course.
Not good. I tried to check the status of the authority but was blocked from the core system. Given recent developments, I'd wager that Calyx is responsible for this.
Perhaps we should go and see for ourselves.
It's me. There's been an incident in the outskirts. A mechanical soldier attacked a local resident, for no apparent reason. Fortunately, several nearby hunters dealt with the rogue machine, so everyone is safe. But if other soldiers were to... Wait. Is that... Oh gods.
An army of them.
More hostile sentries are bound for the settlement. I'll try to lure them away and then lose them somehow.
Ill tidings, I take it.
Oh yeah.
In the outskirts too?
You'll go and help Erenville, won't you? We couldn't forgive ourselves if he came to harm. I'll have Geo join you from Earth and Sky.
I'm coming too. I can't stay here while my people are in danger.
Let's go.
Alright, over to the outskirts. Erenville being a boss. Listen, he may not be much of a fighter, but he ain't no bitch. He's like, I got this. Things have settled down here, but I still see no signs of Erenville. Let's split up and look for him. Galuja, Sphene, please search in the settlement area. Meanwhile, the rest of us who can defend ourselves will head further out. Oh, Erenville. Calyx, I don't like your plan. It sucks. It sucks and it's dumb. Glitched is a strong word. I don't know that I'd go so far as to say they're glitched. Reprogrammed is more like it. That was a close call. My thanks. As I was leading the soldiers away, I caught sight of this poor fellow being pursued. I went to help, but was rather out of my depth. We're lucky you found us when you did. Erenville, I'm so glad you're safe. We were quite worried when we couldn't find you. We encountered soldiers on the way here. Most paid us no mind, but some turned out to be hostile. There's no way to tell until they set on you. The ones here also attacked without warning. If I hadn't been paying attention, it could have ended badly. Hopefully the others were able to escape. We should return to the outskirts and take stock. Yeah, machines that need need authorization from one or several individuals, probably not the best thing to have in charge of, well, anything. Probably not wise. The new EX was great. Was fantastic.
Right. We're none the worse for the wear. But let's see what the situation is here.
Geode and his people came and joined us while we were searching for you. After which we happened to encounter Malachite. His usher duties brought him here, and he has quite the story to tell.
It's a bit puzzling, to say the least. Even so, I'll try my best to explain. I was called to attend to the unfortunate soul slain by the mechanical soldier. Yet, when I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it.
How odd. Did they remember the victim at least?
They did. Their memories of the deceased weren't sent to the cloud, I don't believe. Yet, no body remained.
If someone took it, surely they would have been noticed.
With your permission, I shall return to the government sector for now. Please take care.
They're all people. They're all made of sand. Sand people, sand people. Get it? Like the sands of time?
This is terrible. Why would they make the soldiers do this?
If preservation is behind the attacks, I fear this won't be the end of it.
All the Neo-regulators have been distributed, and potentially 5,000 Endless are about to be born. What does Calyx hope to achieve with these killings? Does he seek to frighten people into registering them? Or perhaps...
Oh good, I'm getting a call too.
Oh, thank the 12 you answered. Shale told me what happened.
Is everything all right? I see. 'Tis a relief to hear that Erenville is safe. Alas, I do not have good news to share in return. A driver lost control of his vehicle when its interface became unresponsive, and it crashed into the Nexus arcade, injuring several people. Kryl and I are helping to render aid, but with the sentries behaving strangely, we can't afford to lower our guard. Remain vigilant, my friend.
I just received word from the backroom. A hover cargo on TrueView threw off its driver, and it's rampaging through the area as we speak.
He's turning all the machines on them.
Troubling report for me. Apparently, a riderless machine in the government sector came to life near a crowd clamoring for neo-regulators. It proceeded to mow down several citizens, causing serious injuries.
This is a tragedy. We must go and help the people.
Sphene, wait! I'm coming with you.
Alphino is with Y'shtola, and he said they'll be all right. I'll go and see if other incidents have occurred elsewhere. From here, I'll head towards the quarry by way of the Drift Downs.
Certainly a lot of hover cargoes coming and going in those parts. I'll join you.
I shall remain here and speak further with the locals. I have company now, so you needn't worry about me.
Then let's return to Solution 9. If we hurry, we can catch up to Lamachi and Sphene.
Listen, Gulujan knows how to move. Hey, someone without a regulator.
Sphene's gone on ahead. I leave her with you.
Yeah, show him. Damn right.
Bloody things have gone mad.
Why is this happening?
Just an all-out war in Solution 9. Oh! Y'shtola just sniping him.
Surely there's a finite number of these things.
Everyone, please try to remain calm and make your way to resolution. This is just like before, when Zelenia unleashed the soldiers on us. I don't have any souls left. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Paint away.
No, you don't! Are you all...
No! No! Why did you do that? Why? You can't just leave me alone like this. If we had been endless, then you'd still be here. You'd still be with me. But now...
Yeah, see, trying to convince everyone it would be better. Believer or non-believer. We're just gonna have to put down the entire city's worth of sentries, as far as I'm concerned.
Are you alright?
So many hurt. So many dead. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Thank the 12 you're all unharmed. 'Tis small solace amidst the tragedy, however. The machine rampage seems to have been only temporary. Soldiers and vehicles alike ceased to operate all at once, as if they had fulfilled their purpose. It's the same outside Everkeep, though members of Oblivion are keeping watch for good measure. The first attacks came shortly after the announcement that neo-regulators had run out. It can't be a coincidence. I struggle to imagine that anyone but Calyx could gain control of the soldiers. This must have served his ends in some way. Galuja, are you still without your authority? It's fine now. I'm in control again. We might take the opportunity to shut down the machines. There's no guarantee this won't happen again. Lamachi just talked with Everkeep's administrators about that. They said it wasn't so simple. The mechanical soldiers don't only serve as guards. They also perform various vital tasks, like providing medical treatment and managing food production. If we shut them down, we'd struggle to render aid to the citizens, let alone restore their lives to normal. I made it so they can't use weapons anymore, though. Hopefully that makes it a little safer. That seems the best approach for now. Thank you for your swift action, Galuja. This powerlessness. I can abide it no longer. No matter how much hardship and loss we could endure if there was happiness at the end. And now all I see is suffering and misery. And I cannot bear it. I want to protect the people. For their happiness, I would do anything and everything. So please, please lend me your aid. Oh, Sphene, you found the words I wished you'd said back then. Our strength is yours, Sphene. Together, we'll get through this. Let us split up and get to work. Might I trouble you to report to Shale, my friend? It's been a trying day, but it seems the worst is behind us. What's the situation out there now? You moved quickly to restore things to normal. Thank you. Yet while disarming the soldiers is indeed prudent, it is a far from comprehensive measure when vehicles can still be commandeered to inflict damage and sow chaos. For the time being, I'll set our people to keeping a close watch on machines. I also have a mind to consult the authorities about enlisting hunters to our aid. I must regain my proficiency in magic. To that end, I shall seek advice from Ishtola and Alice. Among the books we recovered from the castle was a grimoire I once used. I hope to learn to wield it again, at everyone's side. As for the key, I think it best that it remains in your care, though it means you will bear the greatest risk. In order to ease your burden, I shall endeavor to become a capable warrior to make Otis and Zelenia proud. Good. She ain't messing around. She's gonna be a fighter again. Hello, living memory. I'm sure Calyx isn't. Oh, there he is.
By illness weakened, by wounds unmade, by age decayed. Such fragile flesh is worthless to us. How mankind should evolve, shall evolve. I have already arrived at the answer.
I don't want your answer.
Has come to pose a new question.
Should mankind even survive? I assume some question in that vein. Reprieve from death, but at what cost? For endless life, a legion lost. And that is 7.2's MSQ. It was pretty good. It was a little on the shorter side, unfortunately. But also just because there wasn't pretty much any fluff. Like, there's what, you kill the 3 mobs for... There's no solo instances. And there was only the bit with Aaronville protecting him. I think that's the only thing other than the dungeon and the trial you have to do. It's good, though. There just wasn't any real fluff. Nothing that was really drawn out too long. Something like in 7.1, learning about, like, the Ronique poop. And that solo instance. Nothing technically wrong with that section. It's pretty much in line with Dawn Trails teaching you how all the societies around the areas work. There was no learning about societies at this point. This was you know everything you need to know about Solution 9. So we don't have to spend any time on that. Yeah, it was shorter but more dense. I bet Calyx will be done next patch. We know 7.3 is Dawn Trail's finale. So whatever he's gonna do, he's gonna make a machine. He's gonna make a machine called Necron. Like, it's gonna happen. You can't convince me that it's not like Transcalyx or Necron in the next patch. Like, it's gonna be one of the two. They're gonna ride that Final Fantasy IX wave till it dies. Ain't no way they don't. Yeah, the other question is Sphene is probably becoming a summoner if I had to guess. If she's using a grimoire, I mean, yeah, that's scholar or summoner. She's probably becoming a summoner. It would make kind of just as much sense if she was just like her own. You know how they have like Alphino is not a scholar. He's an academician or whatever it is. They could just give her own name, and it's basically scholar, but with summons, because she's more versed in healing arts anyway. But that's true of Garnet in 9. She's versed in healing arts, but she has Odin inside of her. Like, she knows like Odin and Bahamut. Like, just because she may have known healing arts. Yeah, so they could just give her something else. They could just make her a healer, but like she has like some summon stuff. I'm a healer, but listen, all that would mean is that Sphene understands the assignment. She's like, listen, I'm in Final Fantasy 14, so I'm gonna be a healer, but I'm just gonna do damage. All right. She's like, I understand the assignment. Ishtola's going to teach me that. Alice is going to teach me that. We're going to be good. All right. She may have been asleep for 400 years, but she's about to learn what green DPS means. Yeah, if I had to bet the reason why Calyx even knows about the 9th, I mean, the fact that he has an interdimensional key that seemingly reacts to Azem's crystal, if he's not an Ascian in an endless body, then he's been visited by... You have to remember that every calamity is some sort of machination of the Ascian. So the war between Lindblom and Alexandria was incited by Ascians. That wasn't just like something they chanced across. They definitely, like, invaded and built the tensions between the two nations and everything. So at some point, Calyx has probably met an Ascian. If he's not one himself, he has certainly met them before. And with his genius was manipulated down the path of this whole interdimensional fusion thing. I mean, it's a rejoining of its own kind, in a sense. Was it actually a calamity? I don't think it ever finished all the way. It almost seems like it was like the World of Darkness where the calamity was too widespread. It's one of the two. So the 12th was rejoined and there hasn't been a calamity of thunder since then. So when a calamity on the source occurs, it's because the source is in a weakened state after some mass destruction and has to pull in a shard to heal itself. And that, in essence, is normally the same element of calamity. So when the 12th was rejoined, there was the calamity of lightning, a calamity of thunder on the source. We've only had one calamity of thunder. So that means even if the 9th was primed for a rejoining, it was never the one that was chosen. Was Alexandria? Yeah. I mean, her parents were probably having whispers in their ears from Ascians about Lindblom. Yeah, almost all major world-ending bits and bobs and all the toys in between, they're all Ascian machinations at some point. They may not be currently, but they were at some point. Yeah, there's two Ascians that are unaccounted for with Halmarut and Pastorat. Most people seem to think this is Pastorat's doing. If not currently, then historically, that Pastorat had something to do with it. But yeah, there's still some cleanup duty to do with So no, the 9th was not rejoined. The 9th is just an uninhabitable mess, however. Effectively, only the dome in Alexandria was safe. It'd be like, it's like on the 1st, except that only one city effectively was still surviving in any capacity. The Asians still have a role to play. I mean, if they're still alive, they're going to do their own thing. Zodiark was alive when Fandaniel was doing all his nonsense. He just waited till the Unsundered were dead, and he's like, I'm going to do my own thing now. The Unsundered are dead. My turn to fuck everything up. Yeah, Halmar and Pastorat are still unaccounted for. I mean, you have to remember that lore has to be consistent. Well, has to be at least as close to consistent as possible. There's 2 unaccounted for Asians. Until those 2 are accounted for, leave them on the table. One very specific thing that has people's memories caught up is that Yoshi P asked us to remember the name of the full convocation before Dawn Trail. Just saying. Yeah, and Pastorat is the preserver of discipline and order. Preserver, preservation, you know the drill. Yeah, Calyx at the very least also recognizes our stone. Like, that stone, him having knowledge of it, him having knowledge of the shards, that only happens with Asian. Like, whether it's either he is one, he was approached by one, or in his research discovered them. Either way, they are playing a role. If not because of what they set in motion, because of what the few that are still technically still out there. The key itself even reacts to Azim's. You have to remember the key literally reacted to Azim's stone going off. It's inexplicably tied to it, and we don't know why yet. Those 2 are just want to do whatever they want to do. They don't care. Ishtola, please explain. All I'm saying is it's arrogant to write it off. It's ignorant of what's still out there to write it off is the better way to put it. Like, if I said, no, it couldn't be that would be dumb. It'd be like, okay, then I'm effectively just refuting the unknown. Like, things that don't have answers yet, and just saying it couldn't possibly be that. When there is enough context to at least warrant the speculation of it. Yeah, just because we killed Zodiark and dealt with Medion does not mean we tied up all the loose ends. Which is exactly what Endwalker was about at first, tying up loose ends. We tied up the loose ends in Pandemonium. We tied up the loose ends in Myths of the Realm. We tied up some loose ends in the Void. Tied up is maybe a little too clean of a word for what happened in the Void, but we've at least set in motion a lot more. We've gotten answers about the Void we didn't have before. And moved to the betterment of what's left of the 13th. I mean, other loose ends that were tied up even before that. Eden is technically tying up the loose end that is the first. And also one of the Asian loose ends. Yeah, and everyone even said that, dude, everyone kept saying for ages during Shadowbringers, like, why don't we just use the light in the first and fix the 13th? And even in the game story, they're like, that's not really how it works, but, you know, a large concentration of light could definitely be used for something. They found means of which they can interact. It's not like we're gonna fix the void with the first. Yeah, it's just that a lot of it's just take note that technically Dawn Trail's base story is not in any way kind of an Ascian machination. It really is just turmoil. It's literally Zoral Jaw just being an idiot. He just happened to discover some toys that maybe he shouldn't have in the process. Yeah. Always the silent ones, man. Yeah, either way, we'll have answers in point 3. And an idea of what's going on. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of shard travel. I mean, I think most people are predicting Marasidia is probably where we're going next. But, that doesn't mean there won't be more shard shenanigans over there. I do not expect anyone to, quote, become the new gang. I expect just whoever they want to use for any story bits who's going to be around, and that'll probably be at the very least the Ascians the Scions every time. Now we need the time travel story where we find out that 500 years into the future, the Scions became immortal and actually are now their own versions of the Ascians. Just going around worlds fucking shit up. The Ascians of the 7th Dawn. 7.3. 7.3 is 19 weeks away. It is 19 weeks before between patches. I always knew it was Tataru the whole time. The entire damn time. But yeah, no, that was good. That was very story dense, which I quite enjoyed. The Arcadian story, I think I preferred more, but only because the Arcadian... I tweeted it out, but the Arcadian story is equal parts a traditional WWE script as it is a commentary on the abuse of wrestling over the past several decades. Estinian's waiting till we need him to knock another space cruiser out of the sky. That's probably the funniest part of all of DT to me. He's like, I have an invading army. He's like, I have 7 friends. One of them can knock out your entire fucking fleet just by jumping at it. Everyone's like, Ishtola is so strong, and I'm like, have you seen Estinian? Where was Estinian in 1.0? Hiding in Ishgard away from the rest of the game, like most of its actual player base. Or lack of. He's part of the Dragoon. So you got to remember the 1.0 job quest and the 2.0 job quest are basically the same thing. Although, canonically speaking, they still take place 5 years apart. So he's part of the Dragoon side quest. He's part of the Dragoon quests in 1.0, Estinian. Yeah, the 2.0 Estinian quests are like the exact same thing you have to do in 1.0. Difference being that the job quests in 1.0 were largely 8-player fights. Pretty funny when you have to do Curious Gorge with 8 people and he one-shots everybody with one singular Steel Cyclone. And by funny, I mean terrible. He's like, wouldn't it be funny if I just used Steel Cyclone and you all died? That was a kite fight. Because if he did Steel Cyclone, you were very likely dead. Yeah, Estinian could just lay waste to entire armies if he wanted to. He doesn't even sweat about it. Remember, my man went after an entire Garlean base with just Gaius at his side and destroyed a new Proto-Ultima weapon on his own. Like, he's not messing around, realistically. No, 8.0 should be tank and fizz ranged. Yeah, now that everyone's picked up crafted gear and some weapons and whatnot, yeah, it goes pretty quick. What they do for a 5th tank, I don't know, they can do whatever they want. Most people seem to think it'll be Rune Knight. If they're going to go with something identifiable in 14, I think that probably makes sense. If they're going to do it in an original, they'll probably do some weird shit. Yeah, Rune Knight, Mystic Knight. Most people are in that gauge. I mean, obviously we need another melee DPS, so, you know, maybe we should just... Tank is a melee DPS if you think about it. If you really think about it, tank is just another melee DPS. Just saying. Don't worry, I've lived that life already before. It's called Dark Knight in DSR. I got onto my main. But yeah, it was a good MSQ. See, the thing is with Dawntrail is the quality has generally been very high. It's just been either A, whether you liked or disliked the base Dawntrail story, and B, the release cadence of the content. Everything else has been great. I've had plenty of grinds to do, whether it be the fates or the gathering things. I still have maps. I enjoyed the first tier of the Arcadian. I got to do chaotic. It's just like, it's too long for the relic. It's too long for